Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Spar and Brawl. I hope you're having a decent day. As always, I'm joined by my co-host Sam, and we're back with another midweek edition of Progressive Tweets. So once again, I'm repeating myself every time now, but these are new tweets, and they're not from our podcast episode from last Friday. But okay, let's get right into it. Please like and even more importantly, subscribe. It helps a lot, especially for a channel that has our size and our number of followers. So thank you in advance for doing so. And yeah, the tweets range from serious. In the middle, there's one that's really funny. It has to do with Sam Seder. I'm going to try to be careful and sensitive to not get in trouble. And then some less serious ones / a bit of deja vu, I feel, towards the end, but we'll get into that. But okay, Sam, let's start with the more newsy, serious stuff, perhaps. So Richard Medhurst, which I found out is French, by the way, he's been tweeting in French nonstop for the French election. So yeah, I guess he's French. So Sam, the first 2 or 3 tweets are about the French election. So maybe we'll read them and then come back and discuss. France's communists and Green Party threw their support behind Macron. Pathetic. Had they allied themselves with Mélenchon instead of diluting the field, he might have overtaken Le Pen. She beat him by barely 1.1%. Now France will pick between neoliberalism and the far right. Then let's move on. Yeah, go ahead.
I just checked. He's Syrian British.
Syrian British, but how come he speaks French?
Syrians speak French, a lot of them, like Lebanese, because he was a French colony. But besides that, he could have learned it. I mean, just, I don't know. You're asking me personal questions. I have no idea. But yeah, no, I assume yeah.
You're right. I mean, Lebanese, yeah, it's very often. Syrians, I wasn't aware that it was so. As frequent.
Common. I don't know if it's. I don't know if it's as common. I have no idea. But yeah, he might have learned it at school. I don't know. Yeah,
that too. But Benjamin Norton wrote in the next tweet: "When the left is divided, sometimes the results are disastrous. The French Communist Party endorsed leftist Jean-Luc Mélenchon in past elections, but this year ran its own candidate. Mélenchon lost to far-right Marine Le Pen by just 420,000 votes." So here you can kind of see the breakdown of the first round.
And
it is insanely.
The communist guy is Fabien Roussel, who got 2.3%, which 800,000 kind of. So he arguably.
So now what happened? Now Emmanuel Macron and Marine Le Pen are just going to the second round, and it's going to be between them, right? And he's probably going to
head to it. It's interestingly, Mélenchon hasn't. He said that you shouldn't vote for Le Pen, but he hasn't put his weight behind Macron, which he did last time. So we'll see. But in all likelihood, Macron is going to win.
And so right now we're trying to find the ways to justify how the left could have had more votes, right? Because both of these tweets kind of touch on that, but it's just making me think, could someone on the right make a similar claim? Be like if Eric Zemmour, who got 7% of the vote. I mean, I really don't follow the elections that closely or know their policies that closely if this is fair, but from based on what I've heard, it is perhaps a bit.
They say.
So what if they said, if Eric Zemmour wasn't in there, Le Pen would have had even more votes, 30%, and yeah.
Yeah, but she made it to the second round.
She made it, so it doesn't matter, yeah.
Yeah, but Eric Zemmour, they say he's pretty much mental takes on TV kind of made Le Pen sound kind of, she doesn't sound too bad. Like, so that might be why I think the best part of this election was the Republican Party and the Socialist Party, who were the main parties of France for 8 years post-war. They are done for. Like the Socialists got 1.8% and Hidalgo, and which is just like nothing. Like they got less than the Communist Party. And then the Republicans got about 4% or 5%. Valerie.
So the Republicans were the party that had Jacques Chirac, and for instance, and was he part of them?
Yes.
I see. Yes. And the socialists were, for
and
instance, Sarkozy, yeah. And the socialists were like Francois Hollande, who barely
Yeah,
made it,
and
who won.
I mean,
won.
to be fair, you could argue Macron is in many ways. Macron was advisor to Hollande, and he's basically center right, which socialist party was. And Mélenchon calls himself like a Mitterrand. Mitterrand was a socialist president, so he calls himself follower of Mitterrand. So interesting,
Yeah.
but yeah, it
So
came
it's a bit
so
of a
close.
shame.
It was,
And it's a bit unfair with
yeah.
this system. I think now the top, I don't know, the top 3 should go to the next round or something. They're so close.
One of the reasons I really liked Mélenchon, to be honest, is the fact that he's very anti-presidential systems.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
that was one of his promises. So yeah, I mean, I think presidential systems are pretty bad, and yeah, I mean, I agree. If you're gonna have votes, I think just go for simple majority. All this nonsense with now we go to round 2 because we need more than 50. Well, even if you get more than 50% of votes, most of it is because they have to. So what's the difference? I don't get this. Like, no, we have to get 50% consent. Otherwise, we can't fuck them in the ass like we always.
Yeah, good point.
Okay. I mean,
right.
it seems like busy, just keeping busy.
But yeah,
I must say,
guess
like,
it
this
is
was
a shame.
Like, I'm not enjoying the news right now. Like, at least the presidential news of major countries used to break through. Now, like, there was a grandmother in Ukraine. She tripped and fell over. There are rumors that Russians may have tripped her, like, and that's like headline on Guardian. French elections down there below. Yeah, also like one of the major nations on earth had its election. Anyway.
Major nations at an important time internationally as well, what angle France will continue on taking, vis-a-vis Ukraine and all this. So yeah, like, it's actually
But let's continue introducing the next victim of the Russian invasion. This is Sergei, blah, blah. Oh, come on. Like, I know everybody from Ukraine, I feel like now.
Oh my God. Yeah, hopefully not. I mean, but yeah.
No, hopefully not, obviously. Yeah. But this is ridiculous.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. But okay, let's keep on going. The next one is also on France by Glenn. So the next 2 go together, and it's really after this one that's kind of funny. So Glenn wrote on key economic policy debates, such as raising the retirement age and pension reform. Marine Le Pen is, for the second consecutive election, is running to the left of both Macron and arguably the socialists and even Greens, though not Mélenchon. Okay, all good. This go to the next slide. This guy, Mike Brook, you're very excited, I see. To which Glenn responded, "You're very stupid, I see."
Sorry, that was it. I didn't see.
And at the bottom, I guess the serfs came with like a kind of like middle ground like comment. I feel like this is something I would say just to cop out of it and be like, make sure I'm safe. The retirement age thing is good. I guess it's just the whole xenophobia and racism thing that I have questions about, just to be middle ground, say wishy-washy stuff like I say.
No, you're stupid. So, like, it's like like Yoda. You are excited, I see. But yeah, I mean, look, I to be honest, personally though, I must say I take that maybe betrays my own sort of, I mean, I would take Macron over Le Pen, even though he's on the right on the economic issues, probably. I mean, that's the reality. I mean, reality. But yeah, I mean, it's not reality, sadly, is not just black and white. There are all these tiny details. Like, you can be a nationalist and for like a higher minimum wage or something.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess someone can also come and say, well, Marine Le Pen is just saying these things. She's not going to do them anyway. So you're not even going to get the good things from her policies or platforms.
I think, but isn't Marie Le Pen more actually like I thought she's more pro sort of a state intervention within economy compared to somebody like Trump or
True,
I don't
that is
know.
she probably
I don't
I
know.
don't know that close. No, I was just like playing devil's advocate for a second and say like, what
No, no,
someone could say in the
yeah,
argument. But yeah, I mean, she's probably not like Trump. She doesn't have the same background as Trump whatsoever. And yeah, so she might
like
be far
the thing
more
is,
genuinely in favor of state action and government-led solutions.
in UK and America, the racist, let's say, segment of the society are very much aligned with the business segment within a institution, not necessarily in terms of interest or anything. But they, like, Conservative Party does, I mean, tends to represent some of the more, I mean, not that Labour doesn't, but
Yeah.
it's more the home to that thing. But in France, it seems to have all been focused in this like Le Pen dynasty. So I mean, I don't know, I just wonder if they'll be probably more up for intervening in economy. I have no idea.
No, yeah, fair question, fair point. Yeah, I don't know.
Mm.
Maybe by next progressive tweets we'll have the
Yeah, well,
answer. We'll know. Okay, let's
some.
switch now to Pakistan, going back to Richard Medhurst.
Oh, this is, I want to talk about this so much.
Okay,
It's
let
been
me
so
read
much
this.
fun.
And I was told to try and read the tweets in chronological order, so I'm going to give it a
Yes.
try.
Did you remember this
Yeah,
was something I told you? You refused
I know.
to, and now
No.
outsiders. Now the issue has become international. People from the streets telling us.
No, fair enough. Okay. So I guess I'll start with Imran Khan. We are demanding immediate elections as this is the only way forward, to let the people decide through fair and free elections whom they want as their prime minister. Okay. So Richard quote tweeted that. How many politicians inside Pakistan and outside can rally literally millions of people in the streets? The answer is not many. Imran Khan is one of those politicians. If snap elections are held, he stands a good chance to win, despite his ouster by difference of just 4 votes. And then Richard also tweeted, I'm well aware he's not liked by everyone, of course, but to say that he lacks popular support is simply untrue. I guess that's really the point he was trying to make. So maybe that's one of the narratives floating around. So again, he's tweeting in response to that. Do you have any new takes on the Pakistan situation or anything since we last spoke? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, first, I mean, should I? Okay, I don't know if I give the analysis first. I
What?
give the breakdown because
You
it's been
found
so
that
much
you're from
fun.
Pakistan? I don't know. You
I
seem so
am half.
serious.
No, it's like I'm getting. No, it's been fascinating. First of all, in a somewhat surprising turn of events, the court came out on the side of the opposition, which had objected to the delay, at least as it turned out, the delay, and as the ruling party wanted it, they stopped the vote of no confidence. The opposition party objected to that in the courts, and the court sided with the opposition. Then there was all these like late night meetings between Imran Khan and the military and his allies and others. And according to reports, in military was sort of said that we're going to stay neutral. So the vote went ahead. Imran Khan's party boycotted the vote, but they, I think because they had a couple of defections, they lost the vote. And the next day or the day after, I believe, Shahbaz Sharif, I believe. Shahbaz, no, yeah, I think it's Shahbaz Sharif, who's part of a political dynasty in Pakistan. He's the brother of Nawaz Sharif. He's a former governor, kind of, or minister, chief minister, something like that. They call it in Pakistan, of Punjab. And he has a massive portfolio of wealth in London and Dubai. So, but like, it's fascinating because when you see this, Nawaz Sharif, his brother, was married to Benazir Bhutto, the female prime minister of Pakistan in 2007. And Nawaz Sharif was prime minister himself like 4 times. before Musharraf got rid of him once. So it's been fascinating to see that, but it seems clearly that it was a attempt by the old guard to get rid of Imran Khan. Not that I'm a big fan of Imran Khan, but and military. I think military originally, when Imran Khan was coming to power, they were a bit worried about popular uprising and that type of thing because Imran Khan was very popular. But now they kind of see him as a bit blunted. So now they're okay. And that's always been the game military has played in Pakistan. They basically have, they sort of, they play the balance of power game. They basically support different factions. And as soon as one becomes a bit too strong, they support another faction. And now they put their, it seems, by becoming neutral, they basically have put their back behind the Muslim League. But I would say that why I wouldn't still call it a coup or a foreign intervention is that it's kind of like Europe. You know, America has created a very much like an economical and culture base for America, or, you know, global capitalist system, whatever, a class for itself there. And it doesn't, I don't think there needs to be a sort of a, like all the business interest of Bhutto family, the Nawaz family, all these business interests were probably under threat with Imran Khan. So
because of his, because of how he was getting closer to China and Russia, or because of other reasons, or is that not even the case?
I think partially that, but mostly because probably he, probably he was slightly less corrupt than them. Because I mean, Nawaz family is just super famous for its corruption. Nawaz used to be called, before like there was a coup d'etat and all that, he was called Mr. 10%. Like they used to say, any deal in Pakistan, he gets 10%. Like, you know, that like that level of corruption. So I think partially that, because Imran Khan is less corrupt, and partially because even if he's corrupt in some segments, which he probably is, he's got to put his own guys there. He's not going to put Sharif, people loyal to Sharif, you know, Nawaz and all that, all these people.
Yeah, exactly.
So and by the way, Pakistan and India, like I think they are the examples that just show how fucked up democracy can be, because it's literally political dynasties running the show, like at least to a large extent, like Bhutto family, Nawaz family, Sharif family, all these families. Same with Gandhi family, Nehru family in India. So it's been but that was like the serious stuff. So that was that. Yeah, but man, the protest and stuff has been quite fascinating to watch, because he all these fans of Imran Khan, it's quite funny. It's kind of like, I mean, Imran Khan is much better than Trump, but the parallels are just amazing, because Trump also has these supporters among these white women that are like above the age of, let's say, 40 and stuff.
Yeah.
And they love Trump. They love like Marjorie Taylor Greene type stuff. So, and there were so many, like most of the videos I saw from the protest, and I'll send you some, hopefully you put it in an edit or something, where basically these largely very young, like middle-aged young Pakistani women, quite beautiful, just, yeah, we love you, Imran Khan, Imran Khan, Imran. It was quite shocking to see. And the opposite side were basically a bunch of guys, all like with significant beards, going, yeah. But yeah, so it's been interesting to watch. I forgot to mention, by the way, there were also reports that, I mean, from the way it's been reported, I think Imran Khan is probably the better guy in this instance, because Guardian and everybody is reporting it in an obvious way. They want to make him look like the bad guy.
Oh,
For example, they're saying that, he wanted to use the military. And even then in their own article, they say that, he's told the opposition there should be elections, or I have to bring in martial law. And technically, according to law, I mean, there should be elections when prime minister changes. I think there should be one within a certain time period. So, you know, and apparently he told the opposition, I would step down as long as anybody except Shahbaz Sharif is like put forward as a candidate, but they refuse that condition.
So right now, is there a prime? Is
Yeah,
somebody
yeah,
else acting
Shahbaz.
prime? Okay, so and because he leads the other party, or so he became the prime minister.
So he got he got enough votes
Yeah.
from the parliament to become the
I see.
There were talks that his actually his son, I think, Benazir Bhutto's son. I don't know if it's his son or from a different marriage, but he was in the running, kind of. But yeah. It was the most likely one was him, and he won. So
Yeah. Okay, I see. And yeah, and just going back to the military real quick, like in Pakistan, the military is as powerful as an institution kind of gets, right? It's kind of like Egypt, so like more power than many other countries that have big armies.
look, at least overtly, they're
Yeah.
open about it. It's a very open.
Yeah.
At least they in some countries at least they try to do a deep state thingy. In some countries they don't. They just
Two different models reach the
that's
same
our
end.
ministry right here. Yeah, but the Egyptian one is a good example. Yeah, it's very similar to Egypt.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to Pepe Escobar and another cryptic message. I mean, I don't follow Russia-Ukraine news, especially at a global level, nearly as close enough to understand most of Pepe's tweets, but I think this one, I get it. It's kind of funny. Give me a shot of Latvian blend.
I kind of got it.
Please. 49% Russian crude, 51% others, thus no Russian oil, mixed by bartenders in Latvia. Customers love it. So I'm guessing this is a workaround, yeah.
Yeah.
His tweets are funny, man. Sanctions. He's very unique.
Yeah, probably like that's how Germans are trying to get like Poland to shut up about the. No, we are not buying Russian oil. It's something else.
Yeah,
51%.
No. But I'm saying Pepe's tweets are like very unique style, no?
Yeah. He's very much. It feels like a poet mixed with a sort of a war like correspondent.
You know what? If Chris Hedges next time he says, well, in a tweet you can't convey serious ideas, you should be like, Pepe Escobar, explain the history of Russia, Ukraine, dating back to
with three sentences with no subject or like proposition
without coming anywhere near the tweet limit, the word limit, but 3
Vladimir,
words.
the great. Ivan, the terrible.
There you go.
Putin. Yes.
Okay, Sam.
Right.
So it's time for this funny tweet that I was teasing. So I think we have to be sensitive. Just be careful, just as people, because we want to, but also, so there's people don't get the wrong message, or YouTube doesn't get the wrong message, more importantly. So Sam, when I read the first sentence, I thought something insanely serious has happened. So Sam Seder tweeted, "Hi folks, I wasn't on and Shan't," who uses that word, Shan't, "be on the show today for a while." I was like, Jesus, Sam Seder got in trouble for his own show. But then no, I have tested positive for COVID, had symptoms starting Friday night, took 2 rapid tests and a PCR on Saturday, all negative. Took rapid Sunday AM, negative. All the while symptoms getting worse. All right, then Sam Seder continues, "The most painful sore throat I've ever experienced." Hopefully that goes away as quickly as possible, genuinely. "Took a rapid test this AM and it's positive. Haven't figured out where I caught it. My child has been a little sick this week, but consistently testing negative both on antigen and PCR test. I went to a restaurant
2 or 3 times.
Oh no, I think that means the second.
Oh, that's a date.
No, 2nd out of 3 tweets. So there's like a bit of a thing missing there. I went to a restaurant week for nearly first time indoors in ages, but no one in my party contracted it. Be careful. This is no fun." So man, I don't know. That first sentence was so true. dramatic
No,
by
I'm
Sam. So I mean, I hope, of course, he gets better and he feels good. But I mean, the first sentence, I was like, oh my God, what has happened? Because I don't understand why he won't be on the show for a while. I mean, okay, maybe if he keeps on getting really, really sick. But also, I mean, like, this is like something typically people do from home too, you know, when there were confinements and everything. People, if you don't want to, you know, if you're still not fully
hey,
healed, you don't
hey,
want to go to the studio. So I don't know. Is it not as dramatic as I
hey.
found it to be super dramatic at first when I read
Uh,
it.
I feel like you're implying this isn't like what we're doing here, commenting on politics, and what they do, which is the same, is not as serious of a job, and it doesn't require as. Anyways, I feel
No,
like
that's
anyway.
not what I'm saying. I'm saying that
No,
A,
you
if
said
he
it can be
doesn't want,
done at home.
yeah, it can be done at home with a webcam and
No,
a computer. So he could be. But then now I
no.
think about it, he never records anything from his home. So wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't really.
Because I think his show
Oh,
was
God.
originally, and I think it is, still is a radio show. So I think, yeah.
So,
Anyway,
but
but
you
no,
can do it. Yeah.
I feel like you're. I think it's not been dramatic. It's been his usual like nerdy, funny. Hi, folks. I wasn't and shan't be
Yeah.
here today. You know, on the show. It's not being
But it's
dramatic. I
not
don't think.
even, it's not
I
like,
think what is dramatic is saying that it's the most painful sore
yeah.
throat I've ever experienced. What is like I never like people don't seem to do not understand that COVID is just a version of like common cold,
Yeah.
basically.
I
Common,
mean, it
so
can get
like
much
it,
worse for people. And
yeah,
for him,
no, common cold
yeah.
can get pretty bad as well. But I don't understand this. Like, oh no, this is different. No, it's I don't
Yeah.
understand. I've had pretty.
I mean, yeah, I find that to be funny too. And again, like, just because it's, you know, hopefully it doesn't get any worse for him. But man, come on, that first sentence, I still, you're right. He's being
I
his own.
shan't be here today.
But yeah, he
Ugh,
thinks he like
fucking nerd.
tries to be, but he tries to be like kind of nerdy and like, I guess, like, not like scholarly,
Yeah, he tries that
but
very
he's
hard.
not even, because because besides that, he writes very like normally and doesn't use big words. Not that I'm encouraging him. So like, he just
Have
kind
you
of,
read his? Have you read his stuff? I've never read
no,
anything by him,
no,
so
he writes, yeah, he does, maybe.
I've never read anything by him, so I have no idea.
Yeah, no,
But
just the way he speaks and like his tweet and stuff. And then second, this has become, people just say this all the time. Like in his last tweet, he said like, be careful, but he didn't write like, be safe. He wrote like, be careful, this is no fun. And I think this has just like entered our language with COVID. We just say that like, be careful or be safe, as if like, okay, now that you told me, I'll make sure to be careful now that I got this message. It's kind of like, you know, it's just one of those things that we say now. I mean, I would probably say it too, so I'm not
yeah, I mean,
blaming
it's
them, but it
like saying
doesn't mean
take
it.
care.
Yeah. But you know, for a while there was this whole thing about like the word safe. They were like, I don't want to do anything until it's safe. You know, as if like safe was like, you know, a state that you would like reach, and like for sure was, you know, it was so as if like it was so tangible. Like, okay, no, yesterday wasn't safe, but now we've reached the safe zone.
Yeah, people are,
But
I
yeah.
mean, it's a state of mind, I guess. It is a state of mind.
But yeah, anyway, I'll move on. I won't be on the show today or for a while. Jesus, you don't know what's a while. Like, anyway. All right, Sam, let's move on to this other tweet that I found. And so there are a few tweets. I'm going to read them in chronological order as much as possible. And then at the end, I'm also going to say who this person is. But yeah, I mean, this person, I find she thinks she's funnier or cooler than she is. So Dominique Samuels wrote, the Burger King in Leicester Square has been completely meat-free for a month, and people genuinely think this is normal and not being deliberately pushed on us. It's extremely manipulative. It's right where all of the clubs are, and hungry people, drunk people, for example, won't have many options. Burger King has been there for as long as I can remember. So it's basically trying to force people into consuming chemically enhanced fake meat. Then she goes on, so many butthurt blue ticks on this. I'm talking about a night out for the fools in the comment section. There are not many options except McDonald's late at night, and it's always full and you can't even sit inside. Nobody wants to drag themselves around for miles out of the area just to get some drunk food. And I gave one example of how veganism is being shoved down people's throats. There are tons of other examples, and it just so happens to be a coincidence that every single international organization, example, the UN, want less meat consumption to save the planet. If you can't see where this is going, then you're just dumb. And finally, her last tweet, I'm at a point in my following where everything I says triggers a band of people, usually with the Ukrainian flag in the name and blue tick. Supporting Ukraine has become synonymous with being a rabid vegan activist. And finally, who she is. So Dominique Samuels, all I know is that she's a commentator and writer, politics with international relations. So some kind of British media personality. You know her?
No, she works on BBC though. What the hell is going on?
It's unclear if she works on BBC or if her show got picked by BBC. Well, I mean, I guess that's the same thing.
Okay. No, it's not. You're right. And like whoever picked their show for what? I mean, okay, maybe her show is about something nothing to do with any of this. So I don't know. But oh my god, like what the hell? Like, is that? I mean, for real?
She's not trying to be funny, right? She's being funny a little bit, but if not, you know, she's being serious on veganism being pushed on people.
Maybe she is because again, she's picked by BBC. She studied politics. I don't get it, man.
I gave one. I mean, I don't know. If not, she's really mocking like kind of conspiracy from like
maybe she's being right. Super ironic, yeah.
But I don't know.
Maybe she's being super ironic. But I would love it if that's the strategy that vegans are going with. That we're gonna strategically locate Burger Kings near clubs. When drunk people come out, we're gonna shove carrots in their mouth.
And, you know, if it's being serious, if she's being serious, right? She's, you know, there's nothing wrong necessarily with an agenda. I mean, that's the whole point of an agenda. You try to like push it. You don't try to forcefully push it, right? But if corporations or vegan activists or others, yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? If she's being serious, it's not, you know, of course, deliberately pushed on us. If the government pushes something on you, that is a different story. But, you know, kind of corporations, I mean, at least then we have a conversation. Then we can have a conversation, at least, I would say.
I mean, I agree with you there. I mean, that's, I mean, there is that whole education bill in Florida right now as well, which is, you know, like, yeah, like there is always like, there is no such thing as a neutral, like, you know, like you could argue that the attractive images of hamburgers are pushing the pro-meat agenda down our throat. So, you know, it's, yeah, exactly. That's why it's so childish. But again, I'm so dumbfounded now by the whole thing. I'm not sure if this is super irony or if she's been real or.
Let's take her serious for one more moment, and then maybe someone can tell us if it's not, or maybe I'll find out somehow. But she wrote in the last tweet, I'm at that point in my following where everything I say triggers a band of people. I feel like this is a new trick that people have been perhaps using. It's like, oh, look at how people are reacting to what I said. Is it making you think of who?
Wait. No. I just want to say I just checked. She's not being ironic.
She's not.
She was. She was on GB News. So GB News is like the attempt at Fox News in Britain. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
So she's pretty much a Ben Shapiro. Then I mean, I think all of this can be interpreted as like a Ben Shapiro kind of personality with the stuff that she's saying.
Yeah, but actually no, you're right, Ben Shapiro, but probably more Candice Owens, I would say, because she's from a minority and she's female.
In that sense, it's even. But I meant like kind of the idea and the game and putting things together in the way that she does, you know, linking it to globalism.
Jesus, I'm on her Twitter page now. Her tweet from 11th of April. Big Marine jump. Wow. So she's big supporter of, like, she's citing
Marine Le Pen.
Marine Le Pen, yeah. Wow, how do these people? I'm not. Yeah. I just got to the tweets that you just put in.
So folks, don't go watch her show. We are Black and British. But Sam, going back to her last tweet, I'm at that point in my following where everything I say triggers a band of people. Is this not like a new trick you feel that like people say that, oh, you see, like anything I say, people get so triggered and stuff? But no, I mean, what's your point there? You say something extremely stupid and people comment back. So I don't really see that as trigger. Am I making too much out of nothing?
I think it's kind of a humble brag kind of tactic, like, yeah, I have so many followers, I am at such
that's a good one
chance make everybody happy.
Yeah.
I think that's more the case in this case. I can make
hey.
too many followers and too much of great ideas coming through here.
But I think people should expect responses. I don't know, it's like people say messed up things and they're like, yeah, well, nowadays, as soon as you say something, everybody comes after you. I'm like, well, maybe if you didn't say
I mean, the freest speech warriors, like the lady Emma Kemp that wrote that New York Times thing. I love how they are exactly the freest speech people who are always about tolerance are the first people who, as soon as you say, what about your stupid idea? They're like, oh my God, please.
Don't attack my idea.
Some respect, yeah. Don't attack. Oh, I can't talk now. Okay, whatever, all right. So, that's the irony, I guess. But that's, I mean,
but I think we have to come back to her in the future.
As we've always discussed, like, hypocrisy is not really that much of an issue for anyone. Yeah.
Although it's the biggest crime out there. One day I will pass a bill.
According to movies.
According to me.
Yeah.
Anything but being a hypocrite. All right, Sam, let's wrap up with what I want to call we'll come back to this lady. I feel like this is not the end of her. She seems like a lot of fun. But okay, Sam, now we're reaching what I want to call the deja vu part of these tweets. You'll see why. Because George Galloway again tweeted at Elon Musk, "Dear Elon Musk, please help me get rid of this absurd, unjustifiable label off my account. Thanks." Referring to him being labeled as a Russia state-affiliated media. So that's the first deja vu. And
I completely agree with George. But sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I just want to say that even if you want to say George Galloway is backed by Russia, right? Don't say Russia is state affiliate. George Galloway is a human being. He's not a media. He's not a state affiliate. He's not a media. You can't. I don't know. I feel like they're playing very fast and loose with English language. Like George Galloway, as last time I checked, was human being.
Yeah.
I don't know, but so I think on those grounds you can get it off. But yeah, obviously it's just there. Yeah, I mean, I love how everybody. Have you noticed that? As I think you mentioned that actually to me, everybody's going with their personal issues. Elon.
Elon, I have this tweet from 2012. Can you delete it off the Twitter servers? People can still find it.
Can you increase the retweets a bit? It's like having a doctor in your family that shows up at a family gathering. Oh, you're a doctor, huh? So I got this. There's a mole here.
I swear. Elon, I worked for Twitter in 2017. I might have left a notebook there. Next time you pop in, can you check the lost and found?
My USB charger.
I had a little keychain on it.
Gave it to Carol in HR. She never gave it.
In case you see it, that's all. In case, just let me know.
Really, he didn't take his seat in the board.
We'll get to that. We have a tweet actually, so we can just mention that at the end.
All right.
And Scott Ritter next tweet apparently has been banned again. With this time for a similar kind of tweet. Yeah, so you go to the next one. Hello, Scott, your account has been suspended, violating again rules against abuse and harassment. And he had simply written that the Marines, more Iraqis in Haditha than the Russian killed in Ukrainian. I mean, he's already talking about the past of a historical event. So you can't be abusing I don't know how things work. I mean, You know, when you try to find the perfect word and the perfect category for things, you know, because you want to be accurate, it's like Twitter does the opposite. They're like, we have this category. Everything that we like and don't like falls under it. And yeah,
But
that's that.
that's I mean, I understand Twitter is a strategy. They will come up with a very loose set of
Yeah.
rules and guides because they know that it's not about rules and guides. Nobody cares about rules. They care about the like they want to be able to respond flexibly in a fluid political situation.
Mm-hmm.
So
Very
they
well
go
put.
with, all right, we put these rules that can be interpreted in many different ways, and then we use them when we want to use them.
Yeah,
So, and
exactly.
I completely understand. That's why it should be nationalized. Because if it's a business, fair enough. Like they want to make money. They're not in this to change the world for the better. I mean, they might claim that, but don't believe them.
I can't believe
Obviously.
Twitter still exists, really. I still think it's thanks to Trump. It was on its way out, and
Yeah.
Trump single-handedly revived this platform, carried it on his shoulders, and now I think it got bigger somehow again for
I
some
think
reason past year.
it's gonna, I don't think it's gonna be, I think it's gonna become a sort of a, it's very weird to me because it doesn't make sense how it makes money at all. Like, I mean, it does not
You're right, because it doesn't really have the ad-based business.
advertise.
It has
No.
some, but and then I
So
guess I forgot, but they provide other services and shit. And I mean, they get some money off ads. Their costs are probably kind of low
I mean,
relative to like
can't
Instagram
really,
or like
yeah,
Facebook. I'm just
probably.
guessing.
Probably.
So and yeah, their shares. So they're in the stock market. So shareholders probably just get money off dividends and things like this. So yeah, I don't know. Good question.
No, that's the thing. I think it's all, that's like when Elon Musk bought some shares, it went
Yeah.
up 26% and all that. So it does seem to be another company that is kind of like a, you know, these companies are basically, I don't think in a real economy these type of things would be
Yeah.
we'd be able to afford this type of thing.
Yeah. And I was thinking like they can't, I don't know if they can be so much in like the data selling business like Facebook is, because what would they sell? They'll be like, okay, cat_92 tweeted that
No.
they hate cats
No,
but love Marine Le Pen. Who can Here you
no,
go.
but like Twitter, you could argue there is a lot of like, they could sell a data of a lot of journalists and shit. I don't know.
Yeah, but is
I mean,
that as useful,
it's
or
more
like the
niche.
Facebook one? It must have been so easy for them to make like connections between what the person like, because people do on
I
so
mean,
many
unless
things.
you're
They
an adult
hang out with
diaper
friends.
company, I don't understand why you do data from waste. Sorry,
Now that was funny. But yeah, I don't know how beneficial Twitter data would be, but hey.
Yeah, no, I think, to be honest, I think all these big data stuff are not really, it's all
Yeah. I mean,
bullshit.
I can
So,
see Facebook back in the day being useful because people had their
yeah,
whole
back
lives
in
on
the,
it. It was literally them. It was like them with a picture like, yep, this is me. I verify that every single one of these activities I've done, you can track me. You can find photos of me. My
now
friends are with me. Yeah.
Instagram is sort of like a live surveillance of yourself for the hey, I'm here now. But I must say, to be fair, I so miss Facebook in a way.
Why not?
I miss the ability to be share trailers and shit, you know. Since fucking Instagram, I can't do anything.
Yeah.
I pretty much, I don't have any social media. Is what do I you know, you like, people keep saying on YouTube, please like, subscribe and share with who? Like, I can't share this with on WhatsApp like with family members. This is ridiculous. Like, it's anyways.
No, I feel you with Instagram. But okay, let's move on to the last tweet. And yeah, as promised, it's on Elon. So this is by Parag Agrawal, the CEO. He wrote, Elon has decided not to join our board. I sent a brief note to the company, sharing with you all here. So I don't know if you're interested in
Why are you
reading.
sharing this with us?
Yeah, he wrote to his team that, yeah, Elon Musk won't be joining us. We announced on Tuesday that Elon would be appointment. Was to become, but Elon shared that morning that he will no longer be joining the board. He decided not. He was
Of course he didn't.
yeah.
I mean, I'm so interested that in his explanations, he also mentions what I think is the reason, which is we also believe that having Elon as a fiduciary of the company, where he, like all company and all our shareholders, uh, board members, has to act in the best interest of the company and all shareholders, was the best path forward. And that's exactly why he didn't join, because if you become a fiduciary, you have legal obligation to shareholders. You can't just go on tweeting like,
Yeah.
Twitter sucks now, doesn't it? Now, like, he's smart there. He's very smart, I think, in this sense.
Yeah, so that's the Twitter business there. But okay, Sam, we've reached the end of these tweets. That was it. So folks, please leave your comments, questions, criticisms, and everything else down below. We'll make sure to get to them. If not, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in our next video. Thank you.